Our next guest served as a Navy SEAL for 9 years, but there were some things that bothered him about the U.S. military.
All right, hoping to be a voice of reason, he spoke his mind against the President Obama's policies, but his decision to speak out only forced him into early retirement. Joining us right now, former Navy SEAL and author of the book Battle on the Home Front, Carl Higbie. Carl, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
And you got your book with you.
I do.
They would not vet your book.
No.
Why?
They didn't want it. They were my commanders were more concerned about how the fallout of this book would affect their careers than they were concerned about how re-electing President Obama would affect the country.
So as you were active duty, Navy SEAL, you wrote the book. You said, okay, I know that the procedure is for the Pentagon to review it, and they wouldn't even do that. Do you know of any precedent where somebody who's active duty has written a book and it's gotten printed?
Plenty of military people have written books, none as controversial as this book, but our own commander of the SEAL teams wrote his own book called Spec Ops.
Double standard?
Believe so.
Right. All right, and by the way, the book is now out and available because you had to make a choice, write the book or leave, so you decided to get out.
Yes, absolutely.
So you got out early in order to do the book. They even threatened you with a dishonorable discharge.
They did, and I was able to just resign and get out free of anything with an honorable discharge.
What's the number one thing? You said this book is controversial. What makes it controversial in your eyes?
It really points out how there is an agenda on Capitol Hill. It needs to be called attention to. There's so many things right now that are destroying this country. You got the national deficit, which I talked about last time, but the politics on Capitol Hill, it's infiltrated the military, and I've had commanders who are saying behind closed doors, "Hey, Carl, this is great. I love what you're saying," and then turn around 5 minutes later in a conference call, shun me for it.
Right, and you talk about the war effort too. It's gotten so politicized. Right. It's more dangerous.
Well, the politics are actually affecting the boots on the ground. It's endangering our troops.
All right. Let's talk about something else. It's affecting the voting. And it was a big debate yesterday. We had with David Axelrod as well as Chris Wallace. They talked about Ohio in particular, trying to attack what the military has, which is an absentee ballot, and they're trying to expand it to everybody.
Right. Well, the thing is, David Axelrod, I think he attacked it a little out of his jurisdiction, because they didn't do it to give the military an unfair advantage. They gave it to them actually to give them a fair advantage, because if
you're deployed.
Right, yeah, if you're deployed or if you're doing duties, you might not be able to make it back home to Ohio to vote in a timely manner.
And so what they did was the Obama camp is suing the state of Ohio, because the way Ohio has changed the law is they would end regular early voting for everybody except military on the Friday before the Tuesday in November.
Right, absolutely. And the problem is sometimes military members only have that short time to get home and vote.
And here is David Axelrod yesterday with Chris Wallace. Let's listen.
And the way, frankly, Governor Romney has stated it is completely false and misleading. What that lawsuit calls for is not to deprive the military of the right to vote on the final weekend of the campaign. Of course they should have that right. What that suit is about is whether the rest of Ohio should have the same right.
And the thing is, Ohio is just trying to give military personnel, a little edge in voting.
It's not even an edge. It's giving them a fair shot at voting.
There you go.
All right. Listen, congratulations on the book. Thanks for your service. 9 years as a Navy SEAL.